All right, so concerning the Kilo case, just responding to the discussion prompt. Firstly, I did not know that many eminent domain projects for economic developments do fail as businesses, withdraw due to economic factors and other developments. Also, there is necessary clarification of failure and what that entails. For me, it means failing to achieve the goals of the taking of the properties, as well as failing to justly compensate residents who are moved out. In terms of the court decision of the Berman case, which was a sort of precedent to this Kilo case, I feel split because the case seems like a case of gentrification where poorly maintained and older infrastructure, residential and commercial properties are removed and replaced with newer infrastructure, residential and commercial properties. Although the affected residents in this case were compensated for their property that was taken from them, market value compensation for their property, and received other forms of assistance during their move out, many of the 5,000 residents still struggle to transition or relocate, based on brief online research I conducted here. Even if the new neighborhoods did look better than the old neighborhoods, moving forward with this type of taking from the government and private entities should almost, in my opinion, overcompensate a bit more than just giving the residents the bare legal minimum or market value property compensation. I'm for better public infrastructure, but affected residents must be compensated justly, and a better deal for the residents could have been justified. For me, the Kilo case concerns the seemingly increasing involvement of corporations such as Pfizer with the U.S. government and having too much influence in the government. I've watched other cases and or documentaries where the U.S. government even gives land to financially powerful foreign entities in the U.S. Contiguous 48 states at the expense of Americans living in those around those foreign corporate occupied areas in the U.S. And the Pfizer plan did not even work out, so it was all a waste. And I think this is a good example of how those with the most money don't always know what they're doing with it, probably too much of the time, and more specifically when their decisions have long-lasting impacts on people. In my experience with legal development, with legal development that's government and corporation initiated, I usually see suburban neighborhoods pop up, apartment complexes, condominiums, and better looking commercial complexes and malls replace the aesthetically older looking areas that are taken. It's fine, just fine, but it shouldn't be a standard for these types of developments. I don't think it encapsulates the experiences of those affected and desires and lifestyles outside of those development standards. Better uses would be building infrastructure that's more focused on socializing and accessibility for the most people, such as roads, schools, and parks, instead of stadiums, shopping centers, and office buildings. States are fighting back in response to the Kilo case by limiting the use of eminent domain, um, even though there is a rise in, yeah, corporate influenced, I guess, eminent domain cases with the U.S. government. I don't. Oh, I think so. I gotta fact check that one. Maybe that one's not true. But regardless, though, government should rely more on the voice of those who are moved out instead of focusing too much on the voice of corporations, foreign or domestic. And this seems obvious to me. With creativity, there are many options for moving forward with eminent domain conflicts in terms of just compensation and goals and desires of all involved. All right, thanks.